Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, just a couple days ago, I did a answering your guys' advice topics, which I typically just pick like one category and then I just talk about that. But I decided to be under the influence and just answer a bunch of different topics. Don't know why I'm prefacing it with that so hard. Basically today I'm gonna be answering super personal questions. It's been a while since I've done something like this, but self-isolation has me feeling some type of way. I also don't know if you guys either didn't receive the subscription notification or deadass the video just had no appeal to you. But I did upload a video of me reacting to cringy poems and things that I wrote when I was 13 years old. So I will have a card up here for you guys, and I will also leave a link in the description box if you guys want to check it out. It is honestly a pretty good time. Basically me just laughing at myself, and it's a good time. For today, as I said, we're gonna be answering personal questions. Don't know how personal we're gonna get, but I feel like some of you guys asked some pretty personal questions. So let's go ahead and get into it. David's brother Alan asked a question. It's too early in the video for me to answer that right now. Okay, let's see. First question is, are you still leaving Los Angeles? So the answer to that is no. I have decided to stay in LA basically until further notice. I think that I was really unhappy with the current situation of my condo, but I recently got it refinanced, which was actually such a great thing because I didn't realize that the mortgage rate that I had was very, very high, like too high, and the mortgage rates have been a lot lower. So I was able to refinance it and I'm gonna be saving a ton more. On top of that, I remodeled the kitchen and it's gonna help boost the value so much. Like, I just realized that I'm holding on to a really good gem in this area because this area is really up and coming. So no, not right now. And especially with everything happening, like there's no way that I could move even if I wanted to. So I am staying put. Where are your parents from? By the way, I love you. I love you too. My parents, my mom is fully Puerto Rican, and then my dad is Salvadorian and I think Italian. That's the mix that I usually say because I feel like he would always say that my grandfather was Italian. I unfortunately have no real connection with my Salvadorian roots. I grew up with my Puerto Rican side of my family, so that's where I feel kind of like the most connected. But yeah. Someone said, oh my goodness, have you ever tried or are you open to trying anal? You said personal. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm open to trying just about anything, but I cannot get down with it. I have had partners that have wanted to. I just couldn't do it. I can't. I'm so down with like trying out things, you know what I mean? But why do we gotta go? That's an exit zone, like that's my exit zone. And I would always ask them because I have had somebody like be like, I don't get it, like I don't get what the big deal is. You know, like very frustrated that I didn't want to try, and I was like, well, how would you feel if I asked if I could peg you? I can't. I cannot. Somebody said, how did you meet, how did you pursue, and how did you fall? Tell us the story, keep me in on. I'm assuming you met with my boyfriend. So he's gonna be here in a few days and I feel like it'll be a lot more fun filming it with him. So I will probably wait to do that. He'll be living with me for the next month with all this stuff going on. So thumbs up if you guys wanna see that video. Somebody said, not really personal, but have you thought about starting a podcast? So yes, I have so many times. I originally was gonna have a podcast and it would have been so good. Like the name of it was so good, the branding for it was so good, but I was too scared to go through with that one because it was gonna be very like woman business oriented. And then I've talked about starting one with friends, but I feel like nobody has the same, I guess, passion to really do it. And if I'm gonna do this and have a co-star, I wanna know that they're just as serious about it as I am, and I just haven't been able to find somebody who is willing to like really dedicate that time. So I don't know, maybe. Lots of questions about my favorite position. I'm gonna go with top. I feel like it used to be doggy, but I feel like now it's top. Yeah, I think I don't know, top is just more fun. Like you're more in control. For girls, it's a lot easier to find what you need to find, and it just feels good for both people. So yeah, I would go with top. Ooh, this is a dark one, but it is definitely a personal one. They said, have you ever been suicidal? Yes, I have. I've talked about this a little bit in my mental health videos. I've never actually attempted suicide, but I've gotten very close, as a lot of people who struggle with their mental health have. The last time that I got really bad though, like really bad, was Halloween of 2015, maybe. It was before, like right before I started my YouTube channel. But yeah, I have been there and it is scary. And if you are somebody who is there right now, or anyone watching this is somebody who is there right now, please, please, please seek therapy. whether it's online, whether it's, you know, Skype call. Therapy will save you. Also, in a long distance relationship, how do you and your boyfriend deal with sexual frustration? I mean, yeah, this is totally a thing. I feel like Terrell is a pretty like lax person, and he's not like a super hornball, which I'm happy about, because like I'm a pretty sexual person and I'm very open and I enjoy having sex, but on the latter, like on the opposite side of things, we just talk for like 6 to 7 hours a day, and then when we see each other, we're all over each other. It works. We see each other every month. So, and especially now that he's gonna be staying with me for a month, possibly longer, depending, you know, if things get shut down. There are lots of things you can do to alleviate that sexual stress, but it has to come down to trust and what you're comfortable with. What is my main source of income? Right now, I would say it's a tie between like YouTube ad revenue from both my main channel and ASMR channel, and then Built Fierce. Like they're pretty equal right now, I would say. Those are my two like main sources, and then the rest come from brand deals and merchandise and my Twitch channel. Yeah. Weirdest thing you've done during quarantine? I was on quarantine before anyone else was on quarantine. I don't leave my house, like genuinely. So whatever I was doing then, I'm doing now. I talk a lot to myself and to my dogs, like full-blown conversations and like role play. Like I'm like, oh my God, Stacy, what were you gonna say about that? And then Prince just like tilts his head and I'm like, bitch, I agree. So, but I've been doing that for a long time. So I don't know if there's anything like outlandish that I've been doing. Like I'm already pretty weird, and if anything, it's just like there's even more of it because now I'm really not leaving my house. Lots of questions asking if I am still friends with my old roommate after my robbery situation, and I would not say we are friends. I would not say we are enemies. I would say that we just don't talk anymore. There's a lot more on both sides, a lot of things that I didn't do that were right, and a lot of things that he did that were not right. So, you know, no, we don't speak. A lot of me is still hurting, and I'm sure that because of the way that I had been sometimes, he probably has a lot of parts of him that are still healing too. We both need the distance. Which one of your exes would you date again? Probably none of them. Like once upon a time, with every ex that I had except for the one that cheated on me, did I think about like getting back with them again. I feel like everyone does, especially the first month after the breakup. You're like, are you sure? I miss you though, you know? All of my exes have taught me something, and I'm happy that I dated all of them, but I would not get back with any of them. How do you deal with toxic family members? I don't. If you're toxic, I don't want anything to do with it. Have you farted in front of your boyfriend yet? Yes. We're both laying in bed, and I was like, babe, cheese from Jack in the Box is really getting to me. And he's like, oh hell no, no. And I was like, I just gotta make a little tootsie. And he was like, Jazz, don't do it. And I was like, and he's like, you're disgusting, I'm sleeping on the sofa. No, I mean, it was fine. He was definitely disgusted. No, like he was absolutely disgusted, and I don't know why he's still with me, but I have farted in front of him, yes. When was the last time you got drunk? Oh, it was so fun. Yeah, I took Terrell to Black Rabbit Rose, and it was his first time having a cocktail. He had never had like a professional like bartended cocktail. He just was used to like college cocktails, which is not even a cocktail. So we got him like a really nice cocktail, and then I took him to No Vacancy, which is another really cool speakeasy. I got him drunk there, and then I got drunk, and then we went home, and then I was like, let's get even more drunk at home. But then I was like, we got there and I was like, I just want to go to bed now. And he was like, yeah, me too. So that was the last time I got drunk. Will you ever stop smoking weed, and if so, when? So the only thing that I ever really think about, the two things, and I'm making them sound like they're small when they're not, is obviously lung damage, because even though it's not a cigarette, it is still smoke inhaling into your lungs, which is not good for your lungs. And the second thing I think about is that there have been scientific studies that show that your memory actually gets worse when you smoke it, which is not surprising to hear. I'm somebody who already has genuinely like concerningly bad short-term memory loss. Those would be the two reasons. I stopped for a while because I felt like it wasn't really doing anything for me, and I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. It wasn't really helping me fall asleep or anything, but I did go back to it again recently, especially just because I've been quarantined. It's just like my sleep schedule is so messed up. I don't know. Those would be the two reasons that I would stop if there was like legitimate health concerns that made me feel like I needed to stop ASAP. Have you ever had a threesome? If so, what was the combination? I have not had a threesome. Someone asked, your biggest insecurity that has to do with your personality. I think the biggest thing is I've been called selfish a lot in the past because I was very selfish in the past. So now it really strikes a nerve when people call me that, and it makes me very insecure that I am doing something to make me seem selfish. I think we are obviously all selfish at times. I try more than anything to be as selfless as possible because I don't want to be called selfish again. It's not a good feeling. That word like really strikes a chord, strikes a nerve with me. Do you think you have changed since taking / using marijuana? Yeah, I do. I think that it actually kind of brought me back down to reality. I think that for a long time, I kind of had like a messed up ego and like weird false expectations for myself and others. And when I first started smoking, one of the first things I did the first night that I smoked alone is I sat in front of my mirror for like 45 minutes and was like, you're beautiful. It was like the first time that I didn't look at myself without makeup and feel ugly. It has helped me so much, I feel, in becoming a better person and more mature. Have you ever kissed or made out with a girl? Yes, I've made out with like 5 girls. Yeah, I have. Name one thing you don't like about your boyfriend. The one thing, we actually were just talking about this today, because we just like always, I like lead him into these random discussions. Terrell is actually fantastic in so many ways, like really, he's so amazing. But he has 2 different things, guys. So if he's irritated, so let's say I'm like, hey babe, are you annoyed about something? You know, like just to make sure, right? Like sometimes you're just not sure. He'll be like, no, right? That means he's not irritated. Now, if he is irritated and I say, hey babe, are you irritated about something? He'll go, no. Did you sense a difference there? Did you sense a difference? Because I couldn't. No. No. Wait, no, it's like this. No. No. Like they're almost the exact same thing. And it really drives me up the wall. He is learning how to confront his emotions because he is a very non-emotional person. But I adore the guy. I love him so much. How do you deal with shitty fans or the ones that cross the line? Ooh, in the past couple days, people have been coming for my neck. Somebody messaged me today and they're like, I had to unfollow you because you fired your maids during all this stuff going on, like knowing that they weren't gonna have any work. And I was like, I was spending $650 a month on a maid service and I realized that I should just be doing this myself. Why are you not happy for me? They're not out of work because of me. They're out of work because of the coronavirus. They're choosing not to clean houses right now. I have people like that all the time that are just so assumptive. How are you doing today, Jazmine? But why? Why not? But why though? How do you feel having a boyfriend after such a long time? Has it been that long? Has it been that long? I feel good. So Terrell and I have technically been dating since like December. Like we started talking in October, November. Our relationship was developing that whole time. We just made things official like 2 months ago. But it feels great. Like obviously relationships are hard. They're not easy. It's long distance. We do argue, like we are a regular couple, but it feels really good. And he really is my best friend. And I've really just never had someone that I could just sit on FaceTime with as a grown adult for, okay, this was a 3-hour call. That is actually like nothing. I don't even know what we talked about for 3. I love it. It's so great. I love him. When was the first time you smoked and who was it with? So her name was Brianna. She was one of my best friends in high school and we grew apart just because after my mom passed away, a lot of my life changed. I grew apart from a lot of people and I haven't been able to find her on social media again since. So Ina, or Bri, Ina is her mom. If you guys happen to stumble across this, hit a girl up. But yeah, she was the first person ever. She was a total stoner in high school and technically like the first time you smoke you don't even really get high, but like you pretend you are. And so I was like, oh my god, I'm so freaking high. Okay, somebody said if you accidentally got pregnant, would you keep it? Whoa, that is a very intense question. I do not know. I honestly don't know. You don't actually know until you're pregnant, and I've never been pregnant. I've never actually had a pregnancy scare, but I feel that if I saw that line and I went and actually got the ultrasound and I saw something, I think it would be very hard for me to follow through with it. Okay, this is gonna be our last question. They said, if you died tomorrow, what would be your greatest accomplishment? I would say, come here, Dookie. My greatest accomplishment would be the way that I love my pets. Honestly, like, my dogs are my world, and I feel like Prince, even though he can be a little brat, it has been raised as a lover and just thinks everybody is his friend and wants to love on them endlessly. Duke was a very difficult, aggressive rescue. I have been able to get him to not only trust me and allow him to touch him in places he was never comfortable with, like his paws. He was not comfortable with a lot of things, and now, look at this boy. He's chilling. And Herman, my little senior dog, I think he will have been my greatest accomplishment as a pet owner because he was 16 years old. He had a disease which I haven't been able to remember what it is called at this point, but I adopted him at 16 years old. I paid $800 a month for his medical bills, and I loved him for the 4 or 5 months that I had him before a stroke ended up taking his life. He led me to Duke because after he passed away, when I had all that free time, I felt like wrong. So I signed up to be a fostered 2 or 3 dogs before, and then got Duke, and he's my little foster fail. Guys, that is gonna be it for this YouTube video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this personal Q&A. Very, very personal. Some questions very personal, some just like average personal questions. But I do hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, do me a favor, throw this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and I will be catching you lovely, lovely gals and pals in the next video. Bye!